Thank you, Vandella. Hi, guys. Hi, Vandella. I know, I'm improving very much. I'm only 13 minutes late to my own stream. That's A-okay, but better than it could have been. How are you? Definitely better than normal. So, oh wow, TikTok is slow today. That's okay. It's probably because of my internet too. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know why I do this all the time. I like kind of sing when I think. I tend to sing stupid things when I'm like alone, and then I forget that there are people like watching, and then I forget. And then I end up singing weird stuff, and then there is like people on YouTube. Hi everyone. Hi Kaida14. Hi. Hi Theo. So let's reboot. But for the first time ever, there are more people on YouTube than there are on TikTok. So so it's very strange. Hi everybody. Good to see you here. Hi Tammy. Okay, hi Jen. Maybe I should reboot TikTok, or maybe not. I'll give it a minute. I'm sorry for the, hi Jennifer. I'm sorry for the ASMR of the watermelon, but I just came from outside and it was so incredibly, incessantly hot there. If you'd like to see how Cindy feels about it, this is Cindy. Literally dead. Cindy is my dog. For those of you who don't know, this is literally Cindy. This is how she feels about the weather. Hi Cheryl. Hi Prexis. Hi everyone. So I'm assuming half of you are here for Ukrainian news and half of you are here for advice on where to shop in Ukraine. So for those of you who want the advice on where to shop in Ukraine, I posted a video. If you need if you want maternity stuff covered, if you want like pet stuff covered, if you want kitchen supplies covered, if you want like goth stores covered, if you want bookstores covered, basically whatever you need, please drop it in the comments to my video called Where to Shop in Ukraine. And I will do a visual like YouTube guide video on where to shop for it. I just need I will break it down on sections. So like when you click on the video and you're looking for like, let's say beauty supplies, there will be like a section called beauty and you can just scroll right through there. And I will do that. I am asking for like a couple of days to allow me to edit all of it and to like find the best stores, because I do know a lot of the stores, but also like per se, I know that some of my friends know maternity stores, but I don't because I'm not a mother. I know a couple of kids stores, but I don't know enough, again, because I'm not a mother. So there's like a lot of, I do know a lot of pet stores. One of them is Harley and Show, and it's really cool. And in the meanwhile, please go into the link in my bio. I have my website there, and on my website, there is a section called UA shops. So you can find a lot of these things there to begin with. And then you can go into my link in bio, and there are 2 websites made by volunteers that put together like a bunch of Ukrainian stores that ship abroad too. One of them has like tech. It has basically every section that you can look for. Then there are a lot of stores that are, that like apps, like I don't know if you guys knew this, but Grammarly is a Ukrainian app. PetCube is a Ukrainian company that makes pet cameras. Then Nebula, that horoscope app that people really like, that's also a Ukrainian app. So a Ukrainian company, a Ukrainian tech company. So there is a bunch of things like that. There is a bunch of shopping, like shopping for clothes. There is a bunch of home decor stuff. There is a lot of stuff. I'm going to make a YouTube video guide and basically like explain to you, like, let's say there's a skincare company that I really like that's comparable to The Ordinary and stuff like that. So I'm going to do like a more in-depth dive on my YouTube. But if you just want to like go ahead and shop and explore yourself, then there is a bunch on my website, and there is a bunch of links. I'm also going to add a lot of stores tonight to my website. I did not have time yet because I was running around trying to make the room for package. If you don't know who Package is, I am going to try and explain it in the most inconspicuous way possible. If you do know who Package is, then the room is coming together slowly, but coming together. I am eating a watermelon. Sydney's literally passed out. So passed out that she's not even trying to eat my watermelon. Also, if you don't follow me on YouTube, please consider following me on YouTube. That's where I'll be releasing the video. That's where I have weekly lives with a Ukrainian historian on Ukrainian history. That's where I also stream simultaneously with TikTok every evening during the news hour, which is now. And usually the way we do it is we catch up on everything, and then I read the news from local sources and internationally accredited publications, and then we have a Q&A thing. So if you would like to ask questions about the news, thank you so much. If you would like to ask questions about the news while I'm reading them, please pop them into the Q&A section over here, and I will answer them after the stream. Oh, you did. Maybe I did. Oh my gosh, I checked some of the mailing room was so overwhelmed. I feel like half of my building ordered stuff, and I picked up 2, but I will go downstairs after the stream and see. Thank you for letting me know. Wow, internationally accredited publications. That means it's all true. No, but I'm also checking local news sources like, soldiers in the front lines recording it. And also my parents and my grandparents and everyone in my family lives in Ukraine. And therefore, I get my news from them as well. And also, if you'd like to be sarcastic even more, my grandfather works for the military. And he's pretty high up there. So I also get my news for him. So if you'd like to be an asshole a little more, tell me more about it. I do. I gotta love people that just come on and are like sarcastic and say things like, oh my gosh, if you read from internationally accredited publications, of course you think it's true. It's like, well, yes, they do have to fact check their news. That's one. Like Die Welt, Reuters, Bild. All of those places, they check their news, right? 1, 2, it doesn't say anything, right? That my family literally lives in it in Ukraine, right? And I get my news from them as well. And also, again, my grandfather, who works for not the government. My grandfather works not for the military. He works with the military. Is that a pug? But still, pretty accredited, I would say. And my grandfather has a presidential award of honor for his dedication to the physical education of the military in Ukraine. So yeah, I would say that's a pretty credible source, And no, that's not a pug. It's a French bulldog, and she is like semi-dead because it was pretty hot outside, and we went on a walk. And so while we were on a walk, Cindy entered this state. So now I have a vegetable instead of a French bulldog. And I wonder if this vegetable will be interested in in a watermelon. Hello. Look, she woke up. She woke up so fast. What do you say? What do you have to say? Hey, sit. Slava Ukraini. Slava Nazi. That's Российской Федерации. Good girl. There you go. Take your watermelon and leave. Good girl. Yes, ovochi. Yes, ovochi, vegetable. Well, vegetable, ovoch, single vegetable. She's a single vegetable, although she could fit a couple of vegetables in her. She's a pretty vegetable. So those of you who are on TikTok, do you want to see? Well, there is not a lot that changed in Vasily's room today. I still haven't painted the walls because I didn't have the time today. I did buy him a novel, and I did order him that novel that I was talking about earlier. Hi. But I did, so one of the lamps that you guys ordered arrived. I'm going to check for the one that Tammy ordered as well. But I will show you what his room looks like so far. There is still a lot of stuff on the wish list. that sorry YouTube, I will be back. Sydney, oh no, I will move the watermelon while I'm gone because I feel like that is a terrible idea. But there is now light in there, and there is now some bedding, which I'm gonna wash anyway, but I just wanted to see what it looks like because I also got some bedding. So I got him a set that is like white and green. There's some pillowcases, and it's like green underneath. It's like here, so you can do white with green or green with white, whatever you want. I figured it'd be like good because the other one is tan. It's arriving sometime soon as well. So then he has a light thing here now. No, it's not for the color, it's for the sleep. So I got him this book, which was recommended to me. It's supposed to be really cool. No, it's not for the puppy, gosh. It's a room for a human. So there is this that's going to be better. This is the Amazon boxes. So now we have this, but I'm thinking that the catch-all and handle are probably going to go somewhere under here. Like realistically, this is probably a better spot. And for the catch-all too, this might have the rings and stuff like that. Who's human, guys? Somebody please respond who's human. I don't want to say his name if he accidentally gets here. There is this. Then here, these frames are going to go into that wall. I moved the bed, so there is more like space in this room now. You know, this is obviously gonna leave. I'm just sort of figuring it out as I go. So we decided to go with neutrals for the set human. So when he decorates, he can do his whole thing. But now we have a light here. There's going to be another light over here. I'm going to paint that wall a little bit. At some point, I want to get him a neon sign with his name in blue and yellow because I feel like that's going to be a very nice channel backdrop. I'm gonna get some things from Amazon to like hang plants out of these windows. And obviously, I'm going to be the one watering them. I totally get that. I totally understand that. I fully understand that I'm going to be on plant watering duty. There is going to be a rug that's coming here also. So I'm going to actually ask him what he wants to do because I have this monitor. I have this 2012 iMac that we have in our living room that we were going to use as a TV, but we never use as a TV. And I can technically put it in his room, you know, like right there on here. Natalie was super kind and did get him a TV for this room, and I was gonna like plop it right there with like a TV mount that swivels so he can watch it from bed. But I'm gonna ask him if he wants to put the TV in here, or if he wants to put both the TV and the iMac monitor in here, or if he wants to put the TV in the living room and he wants to watch it there. I mean, like I don't care. But I don't care. I just like whatever is better for him, because also like if I put the iMac here, then you can watch it on the iMac, which I didn't think about. So basically, we're just gonna, which is gonna be, I just wanted to have a good time. And then there is a rug coming here. Basically, Natalie went and bought like half the wish list, and Natalie is incredibly kind and an MVP, honestly. So if you guys want to help out and buy some things for Vasil's room from the wish list, please consider doing so. The wish list is in my link in bio. It's called Amazon wish list. It used to be my wish list, but then everything that's been added there is like everything like home. Everything up until the yoga mat is for Vasil. The yoga mat was there. The yoga mat, basically everything. Hi, everything up until the yoga mat is for Vasil. The yoga mat has been there for a while, so everything from there is. Here you go. It's always sliding. But so basically, yes, everything in there is for Vasil. Beginning right after the yoga mat, there is like Curtains are important because that room is facing south and it gets really, really bright there. The fan is super important because, again, it gets really, really bright in there, therefore super hot. Then curtain rods, because because the curtain rods that are there currently, I don't like, they're barely holding up. I can get current rods too, but if anybody would like to help out, oh, that's so awesome. Oh yeah, right. For package. So there are curtain rods that are important. There are bed sheets that are important, obviously. Um, so there is a desk, like there is a desk in his room, but it's a very basic desk. It's kind of like banged up. And I found a desk for 160 bucks, I think, which is like the cheapest, like nice looking desk that I found. And it has like a little under desk compartment where he can put like notebooks and stuff like that. I'm also gonna go out and buy him a journal, so he has it, and like a couple of, like, pens and stuff like that. And so if somebody would like to gift Vasil a desk, that would be an awesome gift, because it's the desk is like much nicer, much more convenient, and like not super banged up, and yeah, and like would be super nice for his room. Then this is my PayPal. If you don't have Amazon, or you don't like using Amazon, I don't know, if you just would like to contribute that name, in that way, then you can contribute on Venmo or PayPal, and it'll be going towards the Amazon wish list to begin with. So, and thank you, Ali. So yeah, let me go grab my watermelon really quick, because it's very, very, very hot outside and everywhere else. So I'm just trying to hydrate by eating watermelon, and we'll catch up a little more on the package situation, and then we will get to the news promptly. One second. Oh. I also might need to cut up a little more watermelon. Also, water that. Blah, 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 blah. Also, watermelon. Why can I still say this? Also, watermelon is one of my favorite things on the planet. You can virtually blackmail me with watermelon. Mm-hmm. And I got this one, and I lucked out so much because it's like the perfect consistency. I'm obsessed with it. Yes, there is a Cine sighting, Jen. Cine just heard me. Wait. Wait. Cine. Hmm. Dehydrated watermelon? No. But I feel like the whole purpose of watermelon is to hydrate. Okay. Sinister. Okay, come here. Tina. Tina, you don't understand. You eating a watermelon is exciting. Okay. That's it, Sin. You got like 5 treats this morning. Then you got treats at our favorite Italian cafe. Then you just got watermelon, Sin. You're good. You're good, Cinny. Go back to sleep, Sin. Go back to sleep now. Go back. Go back. Go back. No. No. Cindy is like, no, I want more watermelon. I want to harass you. No, Cindy, this is not how it works. The rest of the watermelon is for me. You had enough. Look at this dog. No, babes. Go. Here, babes. Take this. Here, move. What was that? Come on, go. See. Okay, well, the dog is staying. She's gonna get what she wants. At least she eats her fruit. Yes, she does. She eats her fruit. She eats her veggies. She eats her cardboard. She eats everything. I gave her 2. Tammy, it's just that you came after I gave her 1. Would you say in generalization that Ukrainian women are strong-willed? I would say in generalization Ukrainian people are strong-willed. I don't know. Oh, hi, Luann. Good to see you. Cindy says hello as well. Cindy, I love you, Cindy. Cindy is not married, by the way. Just FYI. If you love Cindy, you know she's available. Does Kazakhstan support Russia or Ukraine? Kazakh people support Ukraine. Kazakh government is, I would say, very entrenched with Russia, and that little spectacle that their president pulled off seems to me like a Kremlin stunt. Hi, Lucy. Hi, everybody. So, dog. Hi, Oreos. Hi, Angela. What's up? Are you gonna literally try to eat the watermelon out of my mouth? Is that what's happening? Oh, obrigado. This dog. You little grumpkins. She's 2 years old. Sin is 2 years old. Also, for everybody who just joined, hi, I'm Yulia. I was born and raised in Ukraine. I live in the United States for the last 11 years. My parents live in Ukraine. I feel like for some reason, every time I say that, people start leaving and leaving and leaving. But the only reason I'm saying this is because I just figured I'd introduce myself. And I read the news every evening from local sources and internationally accredited publications. And no, you haven't missed the news. You haven't missed the news, Sandra. Привет, Zaporizhia. And basically every evening I read the news about Ukraine. But before I do that, we catch up a little bit and talk and chat and talk about different random stuff. So right now is that time, and we're about 20 minutes into chatting. So I think we'll start on the news in about 10. Героям слава, привіт. Yeah, exactly. It's a Kremlin stunt. But yes, and let me remind you that Vasil is going to be on his way to NYC somewhere end of the week to beginning of next week. And if you'd like to contribute to his room that we are putting together for him, please check out the Amazon wish list in my link in bio. And if you'd like to buy an item for Vasil, that'd be highly appreciated. Package. Okay, yes. But see, I'm thinking package is asleep because it's like what? It's 7 hours ahead. So it should be about 4 in the morning. And I texted him a little while ago and he wasn't answering. And also he says that he has really bad Wi-Fi and really bad service. So he saw that I was live on TikTok yesterday, but he couldn't hear me. I do have an online store. It's Yewleea.com. No, he's coming over legally. Hi, Jason. Hi, Jason. Yeah, no, he didn't hear anything. I made sure. He was like, yeah, I saw that you were going live, but I just my Wi-Fi is so bad. I'm sorry I couldn't watch it. And I was like, no worries. Oh no, it's okay. He was like, I'm gonna try to go live while I'm here, and I'm like, you don't need to, Vasil. You know. Oh no, yeah. No. I mean like, as in like he's coming over. He sorted out all the documents. He got it sorted. He got it together. He's a smart little cookie. Ugh. No. I do believe him because when I was talking to him, his internet was like bad, like worse than mine. Okay, his internet connection was worse than mine. Like we can admit that that's really bad, right? So he definitely didn't see me. It's like 7 hours. Besides Luan, I do believe him because he was talking to Natalie And he was like, yeah, I'm going to go stay on Yulia's couch, but I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay there. Like, I'm nervous and stuff like that. And Natalie was like, don't worry. We will figure it out. So the package is still clueless, which is good. Because that's what we want. We want him clueless. It's so sweet, though. He's worried. I wish I could unworry him, but as a surprise. At some point, I want to get him a neon sign in blue and yellow that says like his name on it, and I feel like that'd be a very good backdrop for oh, привет. That'd be a very good backdrop for like his channel or something. And we also were thinking that we would do a YouTube channel, and we would call him we would call the YouTube channel something like Package Reacts, because we know that his candor is precious, just precious. And we will just be. I want him to go see if he can contribute to Trip Savvy. What is Trip Savvy? What is Trip Savvy? But yeah, we want to like basically like explore around our care package. Yep, care package. Also, wait, guys. Filter has left the chat. Also, guys, here. Oh no, my gosh. 1 second. A friend of mine keeps calling me. Yes, I was frozen. I was frozen because I was getting a phone call. My friend kept calling, but let me actually. I just thought about something. Tammy said that the thing that she bought for package on Amazon had arrived downstairs, and I'm actually thinking that I should go grab it, because sometimes our mailroom is like unpredictable. In some ways, I like to grab everything the second that it gets there, because I've had like people accidentally take packages and then like bring them back 4 days later. There has been like a lot of random stuff that happened with that mailroom. So do you mind if I run downstairs really quick and grab the package? Just put Cindy on camera. Oh, thank you, Angela. Yeah, my mailroom in my building. Go. Yeah, and I'll show you, and we can do an unboxing. We can do the first unboxing on this channel. Yes. I'm gonna run. Sin, hey, Sina. Okay, listen, Cinny. Okay, Sin, you have one job. One job. And that job is to entertain. Sin. Cinny, you stay here and you entertain. Stay and entertain. Here. You eat that. I shall be back. Oh, Cindy, why are you like this? Okay, well, what if we do this? Wait, no. Come back. Cindy, come back. Okay. Let's make it interesting. Cindy, come here. Sit. Lay. No. Lay. Wait. No. I don't need you to roll. Cindy. Okay. No. Cindy. Wait right there. You guys let me know if she waited. Wait right there. Of course you ate it. Of course you ate it. I was so hopeful for you. I was so hopeful. I had so much hope. Cindy, how dare you? Okay. How long did it take her to eat the thing? She abandoned her post immediately. That's so funny. 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, you little gremlin. How dare you? Okay. Okay. It was the wind. Yeah, okay. It's definitely Cindy's fault. Okay, let's do this. We have the package for a package, or a package for the package. She stayed for a minute. I was running upstairs and I was like, imagine if Cindy was so good and she didn't eat it. But of course she did. I knew it. I knew I couldn't trust her. Oh, I'm gonna keep this for a second. Okay. There are like little notes that come with these Amazon things. And there's one from Tammy, and I'm gonna pin it to. Ooh, maybe I should get him like a cork board. Like a cork board. Yeah. And that way I could pin like all of the little notes for him from all of you guys. Okay. Come on. Come on. There we go. Rockboard shoes? I don't know what that means. So this is one of those like cool night lights. Yeah, you can leave a note. But this is like one of those like cute little night lights. And I figured it'd be cool because like if he doesn't want his room to be, you know, fully lit. And you can do like you can connect it to your phone and it'll change lights too. Isn't that cool? And there is a little charger with it. So this is gonna go in the bedside table. Night light. Hi, looking for Ukrainian kids clothing stores. So, okay, so in terms of Ukrainian clothing stores in general, if you go into my link in bio, there is a oh my gosh, there are a lot of links, and one of the links is to my website, and there is a section called Shop Ukrainian or UA Shops or something like that. You have like Shop Ukrainian, UA Shops, and there is this really cool children's brand called Aflini, but also I'm going to do a YouTube video guide, like a whole guide on YouTube for like all of the brands from Ukraine that I really like and that I find really cool. And you can sign up, you can subscribe to my YouTube, and I will, and in like the coming few days, I will release a video there on Ukrainian brands, and it's going to be like a whole guide. Yeah, what you said is very creepy, by the way. Thank you, James. Okay, sorry. Alrighty. Are we ready for Ukrainian news? I've been having a desire for ice cream for so long. I ate like a whole, like almost half a pint yesterday. Actually, no, more than half a pint. And and I really do want ice cream. I do love ice cream. Ice cream and watermelon are two things that I'm very partial to. Okay. We have 135 updates from Ukraine today, and we're going to start on the news. If you guys have any questions about Ukraine or what's going on there, please feel free to submit them into Q&A. Yes, Kat, I know about music. I'm not done yet. Please feel free to submit them into Q&A. We do start the Ukrainian news updates every day with a new Ukrainian song or with a song from Ukrainian bands that I really like. And we're going to do an oldie but goodie, and it's called Kvitu u волосі, or Flowers in Her Hair, and it's by Boombox, and it's pretty old. And I really love the song. And so from there we're going to go into Ukrainian news updates. And then if you have any questions that require more than yes or no answer, then please submit them into the Q&A section, and I'm going to get to them after the news updates. And then we're going to do the Q&A after. We're going to do the Q&A, and then we're going to hang out a little more. So let's do that, and we're going to start with the It's about it's a song about it's a boombox. Ukrainian food shops. I'm going to do a YouTube video. So I have a bunch of different shops in my link in bio on my website, and other links you will see they're marked there. But in terms of Ukrainian food shops, I need to do research which ones of them actually deliver abroad. And I'm going to do a YouTube video guide on shopping in Ukraine. So please sign up for my YouTube, and I guess click notifications, or you don't have to. Just check in within like a day or two. I should post it. Today's what, Tuesday, so maybe like Thursday. It's a song about long distance love, about like working. So it was like early 2000s in Ukraine, and so it was about like having to go work abroad and like leaving, like she's in one place abroad and he's in another place abroad, and they're like trying to be together. It's about how like indefinite tomorrow is. Не обіцяю вічно, такої моє завтра, світло не красуюче. Не обіцяю вічно, не обіцяю не треба, залежить час найближчий, там я завжди від тебе. Вона носила квіти у волосі, і ними грався вільний щоріка. Здавалося, давно вже дорослий, але кохали щиро, мов діти. There we go. This was our Ukrainian song for today, and we can jump straight into the news updates about Ukraine. So, alrighty. The UN Security Council convenes an urgent meeting over the Russian strike on Kremenchuk. The Norwegian UN office said on Twitter, the theme of the UN meeting is stated as the maintenance of peace and security in Ukraine. The meeting will begin at 10 p.m. Kyiv time. Already 18 dead in Kremenchuk as a result of Russian attack on a shopping mall. Destruction of Russian Ka-52 helicopter from Martlet passed yesterday in Kharkiv region. We do love seeing Russian things, so let's see some more.
Yes!
Попав!
Попав!
They're saying got it.
Попав же ж?
Попав, але вона йде на зниження.
Hello.
Попав, зараз подивимося, буде дим. Да.
They're waiting to see the smoke. The invaders are concentrating their main efforts on continuing the offensive in the direction of Izum Slaviansk, the General Staff operative report. This is an absolute horror. French President Emmanuel Macron reacted to the Russian missile attack on the Kremenchuk shopping mall. The Russian shelling of a shopping mall in Kremenchuk is an absolute horror. We share the pain of the families of the victims and anger in the face of such meanness. The Russian people must see the truth, Macron wrote. The Russian people know. Boa noite. See, I just learned how to pronounce that properly. But boa noite, Roberto. But see, it's funny that Macron is saying things like that because Russian people must see the truth. Russian people know. Russian people don't care because it's not happening to them. It's happening to another nation, and they truly don't care. And then another thing is, it's funny that Macron himself is saying that because, well, maybe, just maybe, if you weren't trying to save face for Putin for so long, maybe he wouldn't have the ability to have all of these missiles, and maybe the economy would be in garbage. Yeah, Russians really cared about IKEA more. I don't know if you saw, but it was last weekend that IKEA, or like the last couple of days that IKEA is operational in Russia until it leaves forever, and they went nuts. I will try to find you a video of Russians running into IKEA to buy the things until like IKEA closes, before IKEA closes. Ridiculous. Ukrainian armed forces repel Russian offensive north of Slaviansk. Institute for the Study of War. According to the researchers, the enemy is advancing southwest of Lysychansk. At the same time, the T-1302 route has not yet been completely cut off. East of Bakhmut, the Russian troops are conducting offensive operations and moving measurably deep into the region. The enemy also conducted local attacks along the front line around Kyiv, but it did not move forward. EU will provide Ukraine with $11.3 million worth of equipment to protect against chemical and nuclear threat. CNN, citing a statement from the European Commission, the equipment includes 300,000 specialized protective suits, 5,600 liters of decontaminating agents, 850 pieces of equipment for decontamination operations. The EU will also donate infusion pumps and ventilator machines to Ukrainian hospitals. As well as protective equipment for medical personnel, such as masks and gowns. Shopping muito triste. Is muito triste like really sad or really, because triste is sad, right? That's similar to Italian. It makes sense why John understands Italian. 2 more people died in Lysychansk, head of the Luhansk RMA, Serhiy Haidai said. One of the women died in Kramatorsk medical facility, where she was taken 2 days ago. I saw that. It's sad. Yeah. Yeah. 2 more people. Thank you, Angela. 2 more people died in Lysychansk. One of the women died in Kramatorsk medical facility, where she was taken 2 days ago. Another woman was found in the city without any signs of life. The invaders are storming Lysychansk from the south and southwest directions. Fighting now continues between Wojciechowka and the oil refinery. The Russian army is trying to blockade the city from this side and take over the transport communication with the Donetsk region. I don't know who Christina. The debris removal of the Amstor shopping mall in Kremenchuk continues. 36 people are considered missing. The head of Poltava Regional State Administration, Dmytro Lunin. All night on the ruins of the shopping center worked more than 1,000 people, rescuers, police, medics, and volunteers. As of this moment, 18 people are already known to have died as a result of the Russian strike. Another 36 people have been reported missing. The search continues. Volodymyr Zelensky congratulated Ukrainians on Constitution Day. Also, yes, I forgot to mention, but today is the day of the Ukrainian Constitution. The Constitution of Ukraine is our detailed portrait. Its norms make it possible to decipher the genetic code of our nation and find answers to 2 main questions. What is Ukraine and who are Ukrainians? Happy Constitution Day of Ukraine, dear citizens. Glory to you, glory to the armed forces, glory to Ukraine. The Russians fired about 11 missiles at Mykolaiv overnight. Some of them were shot down by the air defense. Preliminarily, there were no casualties. In the Kharkiv, 3 dead, including a 6-year-old child, 6 more wounded. A 3-month-old baby is in a coma. Murder in a shopping mall. British media headlines after the missile attack on the shopping mall in Kremenchuk and before the NATO summit. Here's what that looks like. An updated map of the situation in eastern Ukraine from European war experts. According to them, the invaders captured Wojciechowka and Bila Hora, consolidating their control south of Lysychansk and threatening any opportunity for Ukrainian troops to withdraw from the city. To the north of Kherson, the AFU recaptured the settlements of Zelenny High and Barvinok. This is about 15 kilometers from Kherson, waiting for official confirmation. A warehouse with Russian ammunition was destroyed and temporarily occupied Paravaisk. Locals report that there are many ambulances at the site of the explosion and most likely many wounded Russian servicemen. The so-called LNR confirmed the strike and said it was the first time Ukrainian troops had struck a military base in Paravaisk with American HIMARS MLRS. Enemy aircraft were seen flying near the state border with Volyn and Rivne regions in Belarus this morning. There was an alert in the northern regions of Ukraine. British intelligence update. Yeah, those HIMARS are really, really doing well. Ukrainian forces continue to consolidate their positions on higher ground in the city of Lysychansk after falling back from Severodonetsk. Ukrainian forces continue to disrupt Russian command and control with successful strikes deep behind Russian lines. Over 24th to 26th of June, Russia launched unusually intense waves of strikes across Ukraine using long-range missiles. These weapons highly likely included the Soviet-era AS-4 Kitchen and more modern AS-23A Kodiak missiles, fired from both Belarusian and Russian airspace. These weapons were designed to take on targets of strategic importance, but Russia continues to expand them in a large number for tactical advantage. Similarly, it fielded the core elements of 6 different armies, yet achieved only tactical success at Severodonetsk. The Russian armed forces are increasingly hollowed out. They currently accept a level of degraded combat effectiveness, which is probably unsustainable in the long term. The strike war against hangars with ammunition. The Russian Federation came up with a justification for its terrorist act in Kremenchuk. Russian General Staff storytellers said high-precision weapons struck hangars with arms and ammunition received from the United States and European countries near the Kremenchuk road machine plant. The detonation of stored ammunition for Western weapons caused a fire in a non-functioning shopping center located near the territory of the plant, the agency said. The Russian military took away Kherson mayor Ihor Kolykhayev. This was reported by his advisor. Note that the Russians fired Kolykhayev at the end of April and appointed Alexander Kobets as their mayor. Kolykhayev remained living in Kherson after that. So he was the actual mayor who was elected, and then they appointed a different person. But Kolykhayev stayed living in Kherson, and now they kidnapped him. Ukraine has returned the bodies of 46 fallen Ukrainian soldiers. Another operation to return the bodies of fallen Ukrainian servicemen took place in the Zaporizhia region. Ukraine returned the bodies of 46 heroic defenders for a decent burial. 21 of them were Azovstal defenders. The identities of the Russian pilots who fired missiles at the mall in Kremenchuk were revealed. Informed Napalm scouts found out that the pilots of the 52nd Guards Aviation Regiment turned out to be war criminals. Russian war criminals belong to military unit 33310, Kaluga region, Shaykovka settlement. This heavy bomber regiment is armed with exactly those Tu-22M3Ss that attacked the shopping mall with X-22 missiles. At the same time, Interior Affairs Minister Denis Monastyrsky said that most of the bodies of those killed in the Kremenchuk shopping mall were not identified, as the bodies were badly burned. As of today, we have 18 dead bodies and 21 persons missing. Some of them may be from these 18 victims that have already been found. Since the bodies of most are not recognized due to the fact that they're badly burned, therefore the figures are not final yet, Monastyrsky said. And here are the faces of the pilots responsible for the Kremenchuk attack. This guy. They always look so pleasant, those Russians, don't they? This guy. This guy. And this guy. War criminals and murderers. More than 60% of the rubble of the destroyed shopping mall in Kremenchuk was dismantled. The Amster shopping mall was destroyed by the Russians, had no military significance. The mall worked for civilians. They sold food, various things, including toys. Parents went there with their children, and the Russians knew this very well, wrote Lunin, who is the head of the army. Already more than 20 dead and 59 injured in Kremenchuk after a missile attack on the mall, Deputy of the Presidential Office Kirill Tymoshenko at the briefing. More than 20 dead and 59 wounded are already known, of which 25 were hospitalized. There are also more than 40 statements from relatives of missing persons who could have been in the shopping center during the shelling, Kirill Tymoshenko said at the briefing. Volodymyr Zelensky published a section of photos and again called for recognizing Russia as a sponsor of terrorism. Only completely insane terrorists who should have no place on earth can fire missiles at civilian targets. And these are not erroneous missile hits in kindergartens, schools, shopping malls, residential buildings. These are calculated strikes by the invaders. Hi, Skylar. Russia must be recognized as a state that sponsors terrorism. The world can and therefore must stop Russian terror. Kremenchuk. It's still about Kremenchuk. Oh. Thank you. Also, guys, I need to turn off my AC because I'm freezing now. So let me turn off my AC and put the lamp into Package's room. Oh, Tammy, by the way, look. I don't know if you saw when I was unpacking it, but wait, which one? Yeah. So it has different colors. I'm gonna go put it in Package's room, and I'm going to turn off the AC because I'm freezing. Cindy, you're a horrible host, and I hope you know this. I wish that you were better at that, but turns out that you're terrible at hosting people. So I'm not even gonna try to give you that job because you're not very good at it. What is that, baby girl? Oh. Ow, ow, ow. Hello, I'm back. These days are package. Put out the red light. Oh, poor Cindy. Yeah, it's really cool. I demonstrated it. It has like different lights. You can like make it brighter. You can make it less bright. There is also an app that you can download on your phone. I'm also gonna I decided that I would get like a cork board and or one of those like, or actually maybe I'm like one of those acrylic boards. Or like magnetic boards or something like that, and I can put it in his room near his desk, and I can like put all of the little notes and stuff. I'm gonna get him a journal too. I hope that will make him, Hi Marina. Invaders fired on the industrial district of Kharkiv. 5 victims, the head of the Kharkiv army, Oleksiy Hubov. Do you have more of that paint? No, actually, I ran out of paint. I did buy it on Amazon. Sin? Are you reverse sneezing? That's the last thing we need right now. Привет. I don't have the paint. It's on Amazon though, so I can get it and it'll get here. But I also don't know if I want to paint. There are 2 walls in that room that I'm okay with painting, and then this wall, basically behind this thing, I wouldn't paint because it's really a drag to like paint it back at some point, and that paint is really, really, really thick. So I would have to like sand it and stuff like that. So I wouldn't. I'll see, but I would rather get like a board. And I feel like a can of that paint is like $30, I think, or something like that. So so it's probably even more efficient to buy a board. Yeah, exactly. Photos and stuff like that. Yes. New background. I mean, I'm just in my living room. I'm just in my living room. It's not a new background. Cindy, here, can I help you? This dog. Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Okay. Invaders fired in the industrial district of Kharkiv. 5 victims, the head of the Kharkiv army, Oleksiy Hubov, reported. Danilov responded to Medvedev, who said an attempt to encroach on the temporarily occupied Crimea would be seen as a declaration of World War III. Your Crimea can only be in the sick, anti-Semitic, Ukrainophobic imagination of certain Kremlin figures, and there will be no attempt. The return of the temporarily occupied territory of Crimea will be made without any attempts immediately, wrote the Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council, Alexei Danilov. Cindy, baby, baby, baby. Yeah, World War III if Ukraine takes back land. But, well, we never said that Russians were smart, or we never said that Russians were, in their sound mind. Привет, Kharkiv. The Russian army launched missile strikes on Slavyansk today, the mayor of the city, Vadim Lyakh, said. According to him, a garage cooperative came under fire at night, next to which there is a multi-story building at the private sector. In the morning, the rocket hit one of the industrial enterprises. In both cases, no casualties were reported. Lyap says the shelling is intensifying and urges city residents to evacuate. Also, there is a Ukrainian from Kharkiv in here, and we know what to do because, as per John Aragos' brilliant idea, we usually shower Ukrainians with sunflowers. Today, 17 Ukrainian defenders have been released from captivity, the coordination headquarters for the treatment of prisoners of war of the Ministry of Defense reports. The coordinating headquarters held another exchange according to the 17/15 formula. 16 Ukrainian servicemen are returning home, including 2 officers and 14 soldiers. 1 civilian was also released. The 5 released are seriously injured and in need of urgent treatment. The Russian Stephen King wrote, "The Russian strikes on Ukrainian civilian targets are basically terrorist attacks. Slava Ukraini." The Ukraine government organization Defensive Ukraine, so Defense Ministry of Ukraine, responded to Stephen King saying, "Stephen, Russians are more horrific than any monster in your novels." See, I like that we can keep a sense of humor in this situation, you know? One of the 2 rockets fired by the Russian military at Kremenchuk on June 27th hit the Kredmash road machinery plant. According to the head of the plant, military vehicles have not been produced there since 1989, only cars for civilians. Russians knew this. A video from surveillance cameras during the terrorist attack in Kremenchuk, during which more than 20 people were killed. People were only 500 meters from the epicenter of the explosion. Oh, here, wait. Yeah, Russia rules if you're a heartless terrorist. I love how these people think that, like, saying stuff like Russia rules makes them somehow nice, and it's like, okay, well, if you like terrorists, then... Okay, let's see it from this side. Yeah, I believe so. Actually, this park in Kremenchuk is really beautiful. Here, I'll scroll a little bit so you can see some other scenery. But this is Kremenchuk, Ukraine. And this is when the explosion happened. Today, a new postal stamp from Ukrposhta with the Ukrainian superplane Mriya went on sale. By the way, queues for stamps lined up not only in Kyiv, but also in Odessa, Ivano-Frankivsk, and other cities. Also, near the main office of Hreshatik, everyone can get an autograph and talk with the general director of Ukrposhta, Igor Smolensky. The circulation of the stamp is 3 million copies. In order to have enough for everyone, there are restrictions. One person can buy no more than 2 marked sheets, 5 envelopes, and 5 postcards. My mom has gotten me the stamp. and a magnet and an envelope. I don't know if my dad was trying to get one, but my mom got one. This is what they look like. Also, Ukrposhta now has an official storefront on Amazon. Oh, this is look who has a stamp. You might be a little spoiled, yes, with Ukrainian stamps for sure. But hey, as I was saying, Ukrposhta is now the first post office in the world who has a storefront on Amazon. So, yeah, I would say they also have an eBay, and they now also have an Amazon. So you know, I can put, if I find the stamps, I'll put them onto my wish list, but not for me, just so you guys can reach them. Oh yeah, a Patron stamp will sell out like really quick. Russians begin to threaten strikes on Madrid, Washington, London, Paris, Berlin, and Brussels. Before the NATO summit in Madrid, Roscosmos published satellite images of the venue and decision-making centers that support Ukraine, the White House, the Pentagon, NATO headquarters, etc. The state corporation said that at this summit, Western countries will declare Russia their worst enemy and wrote the exact coordinates of these objects just in case. Are they out of their goddamn minds? Yeah, I can use Google Maps too. But also, like, it's funny because if they touch a NATO country, do they understand that it's like the end to them? It is the literal end to them, right? They get that, right? Already 25 dead in the mall in Kremenchuk after a missile strike found 18 bodies and 7 remains of the dead. According to Interior Minister Denis Monastyrsky, 21 people are missing. There are 24 wounded in hospitals. Also, I'm not saying anyone should do this. I'm not saying anyone shouldn't do this. But hear me out. So Russia has missiles, right? Like Russia has nukes, right? But you know what the problem is? First of all, you gotta assemble them because they're disassembled. They're not maintained, right? So hypothetically, if the US were to nuke Russia out of existence, would they actually have enough time for a counterstrike? Just curious. Because let's say if their nukes are not put together and they're not assembled, and they also don't know which of them are in a workable condition. So I'm like curious. If someone was to nuke Russia, would they have enough time to nuke back? Russia doesn't have them ready to go. That's a misconception. That's literally the misconception. I think baby carrots are good with honey. Yeah, I do too. Volodymyr Zelensky had a meeting with the famous American actor and film director Sean Penn. Actor and director Sean Penn is making a documentary about the war in Ukraine. From the first day of the full-scale invasion, he was in Kyiv and saw with his own eyes what Russian aggression was. Soon the whole world will be able to see the whole truth about the war thanks to this film. Sean, thank you for supporting our state and our people. But here is the thing. Russia says they have all of these things. So let me show you his meeting with Sean Penn, but also Pamela got me this awesome, I don't know if Pamela's here, but this came from Pamela from Amazon, and it's really cool. It's this like laptop / iPad holder thingy, and it's really helpful.
Hey, nice to meet you.
well, how are you? Sir, nice to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello.
No. The residential building.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. So you had already some meetings. Yes.
Yes, well, we went to remote. So we walked through the wreckage there, and it was pretty positive. And that's one of the things we're looking to do.
I think so that we should find maybe not this cabinet.
The film and independent advocacy.
And I think for us, it's frustrating because we want it to be, detailed in the media. And so
Yeah. We're very interested in show the world what's going on here. That Russia began to write messages that everything was first day of the war.
Yeah.
Years.
it's really just a matter of just keeping coverage there. But yeah, that was immediately one.
Okay. This was Sean Penn. This was Sean Penn. He doesn't just look like Sean Penn, it was Sean Penn. Oh, bye. Bye, Theo. Get some rest. Herojem slava. German authorities take unprecedented security measures for accredited participants during NATO summit. Journalists are being taken to the final press conference of French President Emmanuel Macron by a military helicopter, which is quite understandable given the threats of the Russian Federation, which it sends daily to the whole world. Near the Amster shopping mall in Kremenchuk, local residents and visitors bring flowers and toys in memory of the dead children. Psychologists are on site. Our journalists talked to people who do not plan to leave the city yet, because they do not understand where they should go now. A woman who was evacuated from Kharkiv with her 2 daughters says she's very scared during air raids. But she's waiting for her passport to travel abroad. A local resident said that the blast wave from the second arrival knocked her over on the asphalt in the courtyard, or on the concrete, basically. Asphalt is concrete. Nobody really uses that word here. Which is located 300 meters from the shopping mall. She also has no plans to leave Kremenchuk yet, and now she spends every air raid with her children in a bomb shelter. Here are these people.
Так, евакувалися, щоб деякий час перебути, поки не поїдуть самим Харковом.
Ellie, are you from England? Her kid was screaming, "Mommy, we're being killed." Ellie, are you from the UK? Oh, you're in America too. Interesting. Well, where in America? Because I feel like there are different things that people use in different regions too. Truck with 46 bodies found in Texas. This is international news. There were 46 dead illegal immigrants in the car. People died from heat and dehydration. Another 16 people were hospitalized. There are 4 children among those hospitalized. The survivors suffered from heat stroke and prolonged overheating. The truck did not have working air. Working air conditioner, and there was no water inside the trailer. I don't know if you guys have seen these news, but it's quite freaking crazy. I've heard about this. I haven't seen the videos yet. This is not Ukraine news, but I feel like this is important as well.
We're not supposed to open up a truck and see stacks of bodies in there. none of us come to work imagining that. The patients that we saw were hot to the touch. They were suffering from heat stroke, heat exhaustion, no signs of water in the vehicle. It was a refrigerated tractor trailer, but there was no visible working AC unit on that rig.
A worker heard a cry for help, came out to investigate, found a trailer with the doors partially open, opened them up to take a look, and found a number of deceased individuals inside.
The ones that we did transport, we do hope that they're all going to survive. None of these people were able to extricate themselves out of the truck, so they were still in there awaiting help when we arrived. Joey, meaning just being too weak in state to actually get out and help themselves.
It's tragic. You know, there are that we know of 46 individuals who are no longer with us, who had families, who were likely trying to find a better life. And we have 16 folks who are fighting for their lives in the hospital. Our focus right now is to try to bring aid to them as best we can. But this is nothing short of a horrific human tragedy.
So at least Texas cares about people in general, you know? They just don't care about pregnant women. Gotcha. Yeah, broken US immigration system is literally to blame for this. It's awful. The fact that people would be jumping into a truck to cross the border and to get into Texas is insane. Getting ready for future EU membership. We have identified specific tasks for all branches of the government. Yeah. We have identified specific tasks for all branches of the government that will help move quickly to our goal. We continue work, we don't stop. Also, on my video about shopping Ukrainian instead of shopping American, there are some people who comment things without understanding, like, anything really. And there was a person who commented, "You are aware that Ukraine doesn't allow gay marriage, right?" Yes, I am aware. And the reason why Ukraine doesn't allow gay marriage is because since 1991, when there was any push for human rights in Ukraine, the pro-Russian party was blocking absolutely any one of these legislations that would allow us to be more progressive. So we could never pass any legislation that would basically give rights to LGBTQIA. Now that we are an EU candidate, EU actually demands certain laws to be not only passed but implemented, and literally they demand to see progress on these laws. So Ukraine will have to introduce laws that give lots of rights to LGBTQIA community, which is amazing. So Ukraine is actually going forward with this, and Ukraine is going to be much more progressive and much more inclusive of a country. So for those people who comment stuff like that, being like, "Oh, I don't want to buy from Ukraine. This is illegal. That is illegal in Ukraine. Did you know that Ukraine is corrupt? Did you know this?" It's like, okay, this is a very uninformed opinion. And yes, I did know. I'm Ukrainian. I'm from Ukraine, and I've lived there for 17 years of my life. My entire family lives in Ukraine. So yes, I do know a thing or two about Ukraine. Or a million things about Ukraine, especially about Ukrainian political systems, about Ukrainian history, about cultural context. I know a lot of stuff about Ukraine, okay? And saying these things without context is actually really harmful, because there are going to be people who are just going to see that comment and start thinking like you. So when you say Ukraine does not allow same-sex marriage, we know. Actually, we as Ukrainians, especially my generation, are literally fighting for that to not be like that. And one of the reasons why we don't want Russia anywhere near us, because we want human rights to prosper, not to deteriorate. And that's one of the reasons that you should support Ukraine. And that's one of the reasons that you should arm Ukraine, is because Ukraine actually, as a country, our legislation is very progressive. And our constitution protects both women and men equally. And we don't have a wage gap between men and women. And actually, our legislation is extremely progressive. A lot of our people are not, because they grew up under Russian freaking regime. So we are trying to get the regime out of our country. So Ukraine can be a progressive country, can be everything that we want Ukraine to be, which is nothing short of an amazing country that welcomes everybody. And that's what we're fighting for. And that's why you should support Ukraine. It's like so interesting when you say these things about a country at war that's literally fighting for these freedoms. It's like, so you are going to degrade the people who are fighting to have these freedoms? That makes kind of zero sense. Because we were literally fighting this war against Russia because we don't want to live in a country where these things are not allowed. US bans gold imports from Russia. Note that the export of gold is the largest source of profit in the Russian budget after the export of energy. In addition, the United States imposed additional sanctions against 57 people and more than 100 organizations. The full list can be viewed here. Well, some guy, what I should know by now, what you should know by now, is that you shouldn't be telling me what to think and what I should know, and you shouldn't be condescending, because this woman right here does not take shit like that from people, okay? First of all. Second of all, yes, it is about freedom. It is about freedom from Russia, and it's always been about freedom from Russia. Just because you think that it's some sort of a political sketch, and it's some sort of a political farce, and some sort of a political game, does not mean that that's actually like that, because you are not a Ukrainian citizen. You literally know nothing about our history. You probably figured out what Ukraine is right about the time that the rest of the world did. I lived in it, and it is 100% about freedoms. And I would really appreciate if you, as first of all, did not make ignorant, uninformed comments. Second of all, did not tell me what to do. So in such a patronizing manner, you should know this by now. You know what I know by now? What I do know by now is that you, my friend, know nothing. And for some reason, you feel like coming in here, condescending and patronizing, thinking that that's going to sound smart somehow, or going to make you sound cooler, or is going to make you sound somehow more educated. Honey, let me tell you something. I do know quite a bit. I am much more educated on the subject of Ukraine than you are, and probably than you ever will be. Because that would mean that you have to have 27 years of reading about it, okay? Living it and literally breathing it, which I did. Oh, don't be alarmed. You need to understand the bigger picture. You need to understand that you don't know nearly as much as somebody who's lived their whole life in Ukraine does. And just because you have some ideas of what's happening does not make them true. Okay? Go take a walk. Breathe some fresh air. Might help. You know, you should know by now that when you are, you should know by now that when you feel like saying something ignorant, you might need some air. Because your brain is not getting enough oxygen. You should know by now some air helps. A walk helps. Yeah, you should know by now. Так я українка. Таки українка. Ще й з Бандерштату. Britain is doing everything possible to prevent the war from spreading beyond the borders of Ukraine. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He stated this, commenting on the words of the new commander of the British Army, Sanders, that his generation should prepare an army capable of, again, fighting in Europe. I don't think it's going to war with Russia, Johnson said. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron said after the G7 summit, Russia cannot and must not win. Our support for Ukraine and our Western sanctions against Russia will continue for as long as necessary and at the necessary intensity at the coming months. At the same time, he did not support Volodymyr Zelensky's call to declare Russia a sponsor of terrorism, of course, because that would hurt his pockets. Wouldn't he? And also, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov, to me, literally looks like he should be one of the trolls or orcs in Harry Potter. I mean it. He actually looks like an orc. I feel like orcs might have been modeled after him. Like, I'm not even trying to be mean, but I swear I just saw this and all I want to do is like, I want to burst out laughing because look at this face. Look at this face. Look at this face. Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
Нам представляется подобная линия, которую Запад занял, абсолютно контрпродуктивной и вредной. Чем больше будут накачивать Украину оружием, тем дольше продлится этот конфликт, тем дольше продлится нацистского режима, который поддерживается западными столицами. С заявлениями о недопустимости каких-либо переговоров в нынешних условиях регулярно.
But it's also like, when you look at this video, Frozen, that first thing, oh my gosh, yes, I am Ukrainian. The more weapons supplied to Ukraine, the longer the special operation will last. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. It seems to us that such a line which the West has taken is absolutely counterproductive and harmful. The more weapons are pumped into Ukraine, the longer this conflict will last. No, the shorter it will be because we're gonna destroy your Orklandia. And he also had the audacity to comment on the missile attack on a shopping mall in which there were hundreds of civilians. He repeated the training manual. The RF Ministry of Defense hit the hangar with weapons sent by the West. Yeah. The shopping mall was the hangar with the weapons sent from the West. I mean, again, here is the thing. I do understand that orcs are not the smartest creatures on the planet, and that is literally what they're known for. They're known for being like warriors that are kind of dumb. But I feel like this man and the entirety of the Russian Federation is giving orcs a bad name, because in no way were they ever described as this intellectually inept. I'm just like, I understand that they're used to lying to their own people, right? But they do know what satellite imaging is. They do know that the entire world can literally see where they send missiles to, right? Like, it's easy to check. You can check where they came from and where they got to, right? Like, do they not know that? Like, I understand that they're used to lying and they think that if they just stick to their story, if people are just going to have to believe them. But it's like, dude, nobody else lives in a state of delusion as much as you do. Also, thank you so much for the gift. Are we talking about America? First of all, we're not talking about America. And what you're doing is a deflection. It literally has nothing to do with America. The US is helping Ukraine. We're not fighting a war for the US. It's deflection and whataboutism. It literally has nothing to do with the US. What about France? What about Germany? What about other countries? It's the countries that help us, but the US is one of the biggest military structures. Therefore, the US helps us the most. It's about Ukraine. Ukraine has no blood on its hands. Ukraine did not attack anybody. Ukraine has never posed any threat to Russia except for the one that the world is now seeing how much more advanced Ukraine is and always has been. That's always been a threat to Russia. But Ukraine militarily posed no threat to Russia ever. No, Poland, as in like with weapons, as in like the US has the biggest capability of helping us with weapons. But yes, Poland does help Ukraine the most. But with that said, it literally doesn't matter what you think about the United States. It's not United States versus Russia. It's Russia who invaded Ukraine, and it's Russia, the aggressor, and Ukraine defending itself. And then other countries that are literally helping Ukraine defend itself because, well, it's convenient for them to weaken Russia, and also nobody wants Russia to get outside of Ukraine. So what the fuck is this argument that you keep using with like, oh, well, I support Ukraine, but the US also has blood on its hands? What does the US have to do with it? What does the US have to freaking do with it? We're not talking about the US. US is literally helping Ukraine with weapons, which is like a great move. Because for once, they're actually helping. And they're not butting in, but they were asked to help, right? So stop using the US as a deflection from the actual problem and stop using the US as in like, well, I don't know. I mean, US is not a saint too. This isn't about the US. This is about Ukraine. Okay? Oh, is history written by the victor? Well then, honey, Ukraine is winning by all means. And the fact that Russia is shelling everything in their way actually shows how much they're losing because they can't take Ukraine. Our military is 1/4 the size of Russia and we pushed them out. And they retorted to the eastern Ukraine and now we're trying to push them out from there too. So who's the victor? 6 rockets were fired across the city of Dnipro and the region. Railway infrastructure destroyed. There is destruction. Head of the Dnipropetrovsk army, Valentin Reznichenko. Our military shot down the missiles over Dnipro, Sinelnikova district. Yeah, okay. And what's your point? Point is, yes, sure, history is written by the victor. Well, Ukraine is winning strategically and on all other accords. Russia is a political, economical, geographical freaking outcast that nobody wants to do business with. They formally defaulted, even though that was a fabricated default still. They formally defaulted the other day. They have no production of any kind almost within their country. Their only industries are gold and oil. What's your point? And also you saying my point is history is written by the victor literally had nothing to do with all I said with what I said. Literally zero. And it had nothing to do with America or with saying that the United States is not innocent too. Your arguments make no sense in terms of each other, okay? And instead of looking for somebody to blame, maybe look at it the way it is. You support Ukraine, no buts. If you support Ukraine, but you don't support Ukraine. Okay? Explosions in port reported in temporarily occupied Berdyansk. The enemy does not stop trying to take control of the Bakhmut-Lysychansk highway, a summary of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine on the evening of June 28th. The Russians fired at the city of Dnipro with caliber cruise missiles from the Black Sea. Thank you, Arabella. Heroyam Slava. Today at about 5:30 p.m., the Russian invaders launched a strike with caliber sea-based cruise missiles from the Black Sea. 6 missiles of the invaders were sent to the city of Dnipro. Anti-aircraft missile forces of the Vostok Air Command of the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine shot down 4 enemy missiles. The Armed Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Details of the morning shelling of Mykolaiv were told by Mayor Alexander Sankevich. Russian invaders got into the city stadium and military infrastructure. Residential buildings were damaged by the blast wave and debris. In one of the districts, more than 200 windows were broken in 8 high-rise buildings. Otherwise, the roofs were partially damaged in 6 private houses. As reported in the military commandant's office of the city's defense, strikes in Mykolaiv were carried out from the Bastion coastal missile system located in the temporarily occupied Kherson region. A satellite image was obtained showing the destruction of the Amster shopping mall and the Kradmash road machinery plant in Kremenchuk, where Russian missiles hit. For comparison, a photo from Google Maps how it all looked before the impact. Interior Minister Dmytro Monastyrsky said that there are no more living people under the rubble of the shopping mall. Here is what that looks like. And now the damage. And also, by the way, this is the park that we saw. Ukraine and Turkey continue to negotiate on the construction of a plant where Bayraktars will be produced, head of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Alexei Reznikov said that these are medium-term plans and they will come true. The Minister of Defense of Ukraine also noted that after the start of a full-scale invasion of Russia, the armed forces of Ukraine received up to 50 UAVs. New deliveries are expected in July, after which the facilities of Baykar Makina will also work on orders from Ukraine. In addition, the head of the Ministry of Defense thanked the company for the second free transfer of Bayraktars to our community. 2 people were killed, 5 were hospitalized as a result of daytime shelling of Kharkiv and the region. The head of the Kharkiv Regional Military Administration, Oleg Sanahubov. Enemy shells hit one of the enterprises today. A residential building, private sector buildings in Kharkiv were damaged. In Sirkuny, Kharkiv region, 2 dead, 1 resident injured. The enemy strikes, including with MLRS, from a distance of 40 kilometers. This is the distance to the border. Therefore, the invaders can fire from the territory of Russia. Our military is in control of the situation. There is no ground threat to Kharkiv yet, Sanahubov said. The Russian invaders hit the territory of the Kryvyi Rih TPP. The consequences are being clarified, the head of Dnipropetrovsk Regional Council, Mykola Lukoshuk. He also said that almost 3.5 dozen cars, 3 boxes, several one-story buildings, and a hangar were damaged at the service station in Dnipro, where the rocket had landed today. The second rocket hit the territory of an industrial enterprise. There is destruction of buildings. In addition to rocket attacks during the day, the invaders hit the Kryvyi Rih region from barrel artillery. From barrel artillery. Enemy hit Zelenodolsk and Velika Kostroma. 1 man received shrapnel wounds to his leg. Russians fired Onyx-type cruise missiles in Izmail district of Odessa region, Operational Command South. After the morning's destruction, 5 more missiles were fired at the coastline during the day. There were no significant damage and casualties precisely because access to the coast in this area is closed. In the Mykolaiv region, an exchange of prisoners of war took place. 15 invaders were exchanged for 16 Ukrainian fighters and 1 civilian. 5 fighters were brought in ambulances. They have injuries and they need treatment, said the head of the Mykolaiv Army, Vitaly Kim, and published a video of the exchange. Here it goes.
На виконання завдання президента України. Координаційний штаб з Службою безпеки України і патрульної поліції. Вітаємо вас з Днем Конституції України на нашій українській землі. Слава Україні! Героям слава! Героям слава! Героям слава!
Повернення вас. Я не сказала, з якої точки ти не служила. Мене звати Харько Тетяна, я рідна сестра Сергія Волинського, морського піхотинця. Сьогодні мені пощасливилось бути присутньою на обміні. Це неймовірні просто емоції. Дуже приємно бачити наших хлопців. Ми дуже вдячні координаційному штабу і головному управлінню розвідки за їх роботу. Ми сподіваємося, що далі результати будуть ще більшими, ще кращими. І впевнені, що важка робота буде вести до
So the rest of it is in Ukrainian. This is a sister of one of the Marines from the Ukrainian army, and she was saying that she's hoping that more of the guys can come back to Ukraine soon. Finland, Sweden, and Turkey announced the elimination of contradictions related to joining NATO. As a result of this meeting, our foreign ministers signed a tripartite memorandum confirming that Turkey will support the invitation of Finland and Sweden to become NATO members at the Madrid summit this week. Referendum on the accession of the Donetsk region to the Russian Federation is scheduled for September 11th. Oh, what a lovely day to pick! It should be noted that the CEC of the Russian Federation announced the start of the election campaign for the election scheduled for a single voting day on September 11th, 2022. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Good to see you. Of course they would choose September 11th. This is definitely a nod to the United States. Historical moment. Handshake of the leaders of 3 countries, Turkey, Finland, and Sweden, after Turkey unblocked the accession of the latter to the NATO. Lithuania has banned the import of Russian natural gas into the country, with the exception of its transit to the Kaliningrad region of the Russian Federation. The Lithuanian Seimas adopted, Seimas is like the government, adopted the corresponding amendments to the law of natural gas. 123 members of the Seimas voted in favor, 2 abstained. According to the new law, the country's gas transmission system and Klaipėdos Naftas liquefied natural gas terminal will be available only to suppliers from countries that do not pose a threat to national security, with the exception of suppliers transporting gas in transit to Kaliningrad. The UN Security Council has started a meeting discussing the death of civilians in Ukraine after rocket attacks, including Kremenchuk. Zelensky was speaking. Moving around Lysychansk is dangerous. The city is strewn with mines. According to the head of the Luhansk army, Serhiy Haidai, Lysychansk is stuffed with anti-personnel mines. Residents of the city are asked to limit movement on the streets. Haidai also noted that there are constant battles around Lysychansk. In this case, there is a silent evacuation. Oh my God, they came with cookies I'm deathly allergic to. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I love that you love the sheets though. Were they all good? Are the sheets all? Did you enjoy the sheets? Did you get the sateen ones or the wool ones? Yay! So happy that it worked for you. The UN should get the right to recognize Russia as a terrorist state. Volodymyr Zelensky at a meeting of the UN Security Council on Ukraine. He noted that missile strikes against the civilian population is a terrorist act. He also stressed that Russia should not be a member of the UN. That's awesome. I'm going to get some sateen sheets from them too. Minute of silence at the UN for the Ukrainians who died as a result of the Russian war against Ukraine. This is what that looked like.
Зараз буду дуже вдячний за вшанування пам'яті українців, які загинули в цій війні. Десятки тисяч, в тому числі дітей. Прошу вшанувати їх хвилиною мовчання.
Let me see something. Okay, there we go. Minute of silence at the UN. That was that. French President Emmanuel Macron hopes that the war in Ukraine will end before the end of the year, and at the same time noted that the Russian Federation cannot and should not win. Oh, really? Tammy, you're funny. Oh, really, Macron? Russia should not win? Well, maybe stop aiding it. Well, maybe stop aiding it and it won't win. He also said that today the main goal of the Russian Federation is to force Ukraine to surrender. And he said that he would support Ukraine for as long as necessary. Over the weekend, Russian troops fired 60 to 80 missiles at Ukraine, the total cost of which is $150 to $200 million. Starting July 1st, regular bus and rail links between the temporarily annexed Crimea and the Kherson and Zaporizhia regions temporarily occupied by Russia will open. Head of Crimea, Sergei Aksyonov. Meeting of the UN Security Council. This is 13 minutes, so I'm just going to post a link to it in the description of the YouTube video under after the live. So let me send this to myself. It's 13 minutes, so I'm not going to play all of it. But basically the summary is we must act immediately and do everything possible to stop Russia from killing. It must be held accountable for terrorism, otherwise it may transfer terrorist activity to other countries in Europe and Asia. Baltic states, Poland, Moldova, Kazakhstan, many nations have heard threats from Russian officials and government propagandists. I'm grateful to all honest and civilized states that share our position and help protect the international legal order. In the Sumy region, 2 people were killed and 3 were injured due to shelling from Russia. According to the head of the Sumy Armade, Matrozhevitsky, on June 28th, the enemy shelled the Krasnopilya and some settlements of the Veliko-Pisarevska community. The Russians launched about 20 missiles from helicopters that did not cross the state borderline, and all strikes Krasnopilya and Miropilya communities. Invaders opened fire from Grad MLRS. 30 strikes in the Krasnopilya region. After noon, a drone dropped an explosive device on one of the villages of the Veliko-Pisarevska community. In the evening, the situation repeated. Lviv region is preparing for a possible attack from Belarus. Andriy Hodik, first deputy head of the Lviv Regional Military District. Additional engineering and defense networks are being built in the region. Interaction with the Volyn region is being established. He also noted that residents of the Lviv region should be prepared for increased missile and air strikes from Belarus. Oh, that makes me feel very, very unhappy. Finland has decided to grant additional 70 million euro to development cooperation and humanitarian aid to Ukraine. Finland's long-term development cooperation in Ukraine focuses on education, rule of law, energy, and climate resilience. Evening address of Volodymyr Zelensky. As of this evening, the total number of Russian missiles that hit our cities is already 2,811. We have all the evidence of what the Russian troops are doing against our people. One such piece of evidence is in the video, so that no one dares to deceive about the missile strike at the shopping mall in Kremenchuk. The Russian missile hit every object purposefully. The Russian missile hit this very object purposefully. They wanted to kill as many people as possible in a peaceful city in a regular shopping mall. For this act of state terrorism, as for all others, Russia will be responsible on the battlefield in Ukraine by the strengthening of sanctions and, of course, in the tribunal. Zelensky published a video from surveillance cameras of a Russian missile hitting a shopping mall in Kremenchuk. It should be noted that the Russian publication banned in Russia also showed recordings from CCTV cameras. The video clearly shows the strike of the rocket, and it is clear that there is no hangar with ammunition that allegedly detonated, as previously lied to in the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation.
И за цей акт одна из российских ракет действительно ударила по территории завода. Но, во-первых, только одна из 2, а во-вторых, это была 2-я ракета. А это в контексте версии российского Минобороны очень важно. Для начала вот кадры. На этих кадрах не оба ракетных попадания, а только 2-е. Однако хорошо видно, что люди перед тем, как прогремит близкий взрыв, уже убегают. Убегают они, услышав звуки 1-го взрыва. Это понятно, например, по разлетающимся во все стороны испуганным птицам. И здесь нужно посмотреть на карту центрального района Кременчуга. Вот тот самый парк, видео из которого вы только что видели. Прямо за забором от него начинаются цеха завода дорожных машин, а торговый центр Амстор находится чуть дальше, примерно в километре от парка и пруда. По версии российского Минобороны, напомню, в ТРЦ прилетели взорвавшиеся боеприпасы с территории завода. А теперь вернемся к видео. Вот молодой человек и девушка в белом бегут, услышав вдалеке звук 1-го взрыва. Вот место, где они находятся на карте. Его можно узнать по беседке на заднем плане и характерной дорожке. Взрыв гремит прямо за спинами молодых людей. Видно вспышку от него. В воду летят обломки. Заметьте, обломки, а не взорвавшиеся боеприпасы. Снова карта. Понятно, что ракета попадает, по всей видимости, вот в этот большой ангар завода. Другая камера на противоположном берегу пруда, у беседки. Люди также разбегаются. На заднем плане видно ту самую молодую пару в белом. Взрыв прямо за забором, на территории завода. А теперь самое важное в этом контексте видео с еще одной камерой. Мужчина с ребенком убегают, прячутся за деревом. Видна вспышка от взрыва. Эти кадры сняты отсюда. Вот это место на карте. И если присмотреться к видео с самого начала, то вдалеке виден густой черный дым. Это и есть место попадания 1-й ракеты. Если еще раз взглянуть на карту, то ровно в этом направлении находится как раз торговый центр Амстор. То есть первый удар был именно по Амстору, а второй по территории завода. Напомню, что по версии российского Минобороны торгово-развлекательный центр загорелся после того, как в него прилетели боеприпасы со взорванного склада на территории завода. Но к моменту прилета по предприятию Амстор уже горит.
So basically, what was happening is that Russia said that they did not target a shopping mall, that they targeted a factory that produces missiles, and that the shopping center basically got in flames because the missiles flew out of the factory and hit after they targeted the factory. And then the missiles flew out of the factory and hit the shopping mall, okay? But this video is basically showing how the shopping mall is on fire before the factory, and it wasn't a missile factory. It was a car manufacturing factory. Used to make military vehicles like in 80s. Okay, this is it for the news for today. Oh. This is it for the news for today, but oh, 659 YouTube subscribers. If you guys don't follow me on YouTube yet, please give it a chance, give it a try. I am doing. Oh, thank you, Tani. I am doing the live both from YouTube and from here. And I also will be uploading the Ukrainian shopping guide video to YouTube. Aw, thank you for the Cinesaur. And I have lives with a Ukrainian historian. That's also where I'm. Hi, beauty comes from with it. I'm good. How are you? So this is also where I have Saturday lives with the Ukrainian historian. And YouTube такий самий, як це. Такий самий, як тут. This is what it looks like. And this is also where I'm going to have. This is also where I'm going to have a what's its face. This is also where I'm going to have a mental health a session with a mental health professional at some point soon. I swear I'm still working on it. Also, while Cine is snoozing, and you can look at Cine snoozing, I need to use the bathroom, so I shall be back soon. Here is Cine. Let me try and grace you with Cine's presence on YouTube as well, because Cine is, Cine is hard to Cine. Look at this creature. Oh my god. Hello. At least Cine didn't run away. Cindy do some zoomies while she's gone. That's so funny. Cindy, hey, child. I don't have any more watermelon for you, unfortunately. I need to cut it up though. Oh, you can still see Cindy. Nice. What time is it there? It is what time is it? It's 9:39 p.m. Cindy, come here. Hey, come here. Hey. Sin. Sin is completely not ready for life. Let me see. I'm going to, first of all, if Pamela is here, I wanted to show this to her. So she got me this stand. It's technically a computer stand, but there is another stand that like puts a computer in, and it helped me organize my desk a lot. And there is also like a keyboard thing, but the keyboard thing is in my what's its face? Is in my room, and this is like a stand for the iPad, and it's so convenient because now my desk is like not super cluttered with all of the devices, and also this is really cool because it's just like I don't have to hold it. It looks at me. Package arrival is soon, end of this week or beginning of next week, but I wanted to go on Amazon, log in, and see. So Natalie, who's probably not here right now because she's probably having dinner. She is probably having dinner. I wanted to see. Oh, I am logged into my Amazon. Okay, your list. So there are. Natalie bought like half the list of Vasil's items, honestly, and she is incredible for that. All of you are incredible. The iPad. Oh, stand the iPad. Yeah, but so let's see. Purchased. So Angela also. So we've got the towels, we've got the TV, we've got the rug, we've got the lamps, the hamper, the shelves, the extension cords, we've got the bedding, the duvet cover, the sheets, we've got the pillows. Where is Peter? Where is Peter? Someone find me Peter. Peter is not the one who bought the pillows. Peter is also not the one who bought the sheets. Peter is not the one who bought anything for Vasil, to be fair. Peer pressure at its finest. We waited for so long and Peter still didn't do it. So that would be awesome. That would be awesome, James. So well, I think Natalie ended up buying the pillows for Vasil, and Natalie. But listen. The more pillows, the merrier. I would love pillows in a desk chair for Vasil. That would be amazing. The super important things on this list, I think, are now the fan, the curtains, and the curtain rods. Everyone is amazing. Tammy, you're amazing. Vasil has a little nightlight that could do like little disco things that could do different colors if you connect it to the phone. You have a fan. Oh my gosh, James, you have so many things. Because I found this fan that's basically like a Dyson dupe, but it's not a Dyson, and this is what it looks like. And it looks like it's pretty. This one is a fan and an air purifier, whatever thing. That's why I thought it'd be good. Because again, also New York City, and lots of my fan in my room is also an air purifier and a fan. Oh, hi, Nat. He's expected to arrive. He's expected to arrive end of the week or beginning of next week. One thing that I really think that's important and like good to get as an air purifier and a fan is the one thing that I think is important and should be an air purifier and a fan is this, because or rather, one thing that I consider important is a fan that is also an air purifier. my brain just glitched because New York City, and if you open windows, like your air quality is genuinely garbage. And we live in the city, and so there are a lot of cars, and I feel like it is good to have an air purifier, and this is 2-in-1. Oh, thank you. And this is 2-in-1, which is convenient because New York is bad. New York City is freaking horrible for that. I got an air purifier a while ago, and it like shows you air quality, and my room air quality was like dangerously bad. And I was like, yeah, I can imagine. Cine dandruff, other things, you know, just the fact that it's New York City. I imagine air quality is just bad purely based on the fact that it's New York City. Thank you for all the info. I've also been following the war in Ukraine closely, so I'm happy to subscribe. Hi, Kayla. Good to see you. So shopping tips right now are basically you can go onto my link in bio, and there is my site where you can where there is a UA shops section where you can find a bunch of things to shop from. Then there are 2 more links that volunteers put together for different shops in Ukraine that ship abroad. And then I'm going to do a video in the coming few days on like a shopping guide, on a full shopping guide. But I just need a little bit of time because there are so many requests. I need to find a bunch of baby stores, a bunch of pet stores. I know some, but I would want to like include a few options and different budgets. Then there's plus size clothing, tall clothing, like for tall clothing for tall women. Then there were requests for wedding like clothes, wedding dresses, then for engagement rings, jewelry in general. There's so many requests. It's so cool. Yeah, of course. But also genuinely check out the links in my link in bio because there's a lot of stuff there. I just want to do like a visual guide on YouTube so I can talk about them. Like, let's say, you know, some companies are comparable to like things that you already use in the US. Like there is a Ukrainian company that I really like, and it's comparable to The Ordinary, right? So like I want to do like a guide, like a guide. Yeah. See? Her face. You're not seeing the look she's giving me. Oh my gosh. Cindy, you funny thing. You funny thing. But yes, so if anybody would like to contribute to Vasil's United States, there is still, I would also say that the desk would be a very good thing. I found what looks like a very nice desk for like $160. The reason why I'm saying desk is because this desk that I have is super banged up. It's very small, and if I am gonna put the iMac on it, then he's not gonna have any space for anything else on that desk. And this one that I found has like a little compartment underneath to put. One of the reasons why I thought it was very like convenient is because it has like this compartment. No, she works very late. She works for the French embassy. So she's barely ever home, and she's actually going on a trip for 2 weeks. So she's not even going to be here. And John is going on a work trip for 3 months, basically. So, so it's going to be me and Vasil, or me and the package. And so one of the reasons why I really liked this desk and thought that it would be great is because the room is not big, and this desk has like an under desk storage thing. So he could put like, you know, stuff that normally would be on top of the desk, like journals, notebooks, pens, whatever, underneath there, and he can store stuff there. Especially since Vasil likes doing, Vasil teaches people Ukrainian, right? So I feel like if he's sitting there in front of a computer and he's doing like a video or something, then it would be incredibly useful for him. Yulia just getting abandoned by non-Ukrainians. So it'd be incredibly useful for him to have like a functional desk, right? Because that desk is really not functional at all. And it's like, honestly, a piece of garbage desk that's been there for a while. And it's like chipping and stuff like that. So if somebody would like to, no, John works, so he works in lighting right now, and he's actually leaving to work, his career in lighting is just like taking off, and he's going on a 3 months tour to be like lead electric and lighting guy on RuPaul's Drag Race tour. So this is like a very big deal for his career, and he's also learning how to code right now. And yeah, John was like going through a career change moment for a while, and now he seems to be happier in what he's doing, and this is the offer that he got recently, and I'm very happy for him. Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, so he is going to be doing that. Yeah. Yeah, so he's going to be like a lead electric on RuPaul's, which is kind of cool, but I'm just trying to like stay hush about it. Oh, that's cool, Tammy. But yeah, so John is going to be doing that. And I'm very excited for him because his career is taking off and he is doing some cool things and he seems to be liking it. So that's good. He technically is into photography, you know, and he's very good. He's a very good videographer and he's a very good photographer, but in New York, it's really hard to make a career out of it. If you want to do like a specific kind of photography and videography, he's not editorial. He is more of like, it's hard to explain, but basically it's hard to take off in New York. And so he's learning how to code because he wants to do coding as his like day job. And then he will have like time and budget to like work in his photography and videography as a hobby. Yeah. Yeah, drive safe, Nat. But yes. So in terms of Vasil, if either one of you has an opportunity to gift Vasil a desk, I would say that would be an incredibly good gift because I think that's something that will be incredibly helpful, and that's something that will be one of the most useful things in that room, along with the curtains. Because I feel like if he's going to be going live and stuff like that, it will be very I have no spare desks. Yeah, I'd be surprised. Well, actually, I would not be surprised if you had a spare desk. To VK? Oh yeah, VK. VK. I will be very happy when the package arrives as well, and I will be very happy if I can get the room together for the package when it arrives as well. But yes. Wait, what? Targets what? Targets desks? Oh, Cindy, someone got you treats. Someone got Cindy treats. Thank you, guys. I just saw, I was checking what items for Vasile I should be expecting for the room so I can plan how to like do it. And aw, someone got to thank you. Cindy, you're getting freeze-dried salmon dog treats, wild-caught, single ingredient, and freeze-dried beef dog treats, grass-fed, beef liver, single ingredient, natural, high value. Yeah? Thank you, guys. Cindy will be super happy about that. Yeah? What? They're not here yet? They're not here yet. They're not here yet. But they will be here. They'll be here. I know. She's like, what are you talking about? Beef? Salmon? Oh, that's awesome, John. Maybe I can get an autograph from someone. Maybe I can get an autograph for him. Is that where you're going with that, John? So many treats today. So many. So many treats. Sinandra. Yes, she did hear. She's like staring at me. She's staring at me and she doesn't stop staring. My God. What the heck? Cinny. Ukrainian, he's super famous for his desk and office design. Oh, that's so cool. But that was Jimmy. Cinny had so many treats today. So many. Like, honestly, she should not have any more. Because she's still looking at me. Do you see this? Do you see this thing? She's still staring. Can I help you? Can I help you? How can I help you? What can I do for you? What's your problem, Cindy? What do you want? She's always giving me eyes. Like, look at this thing. She's like, you owe me treats. News, and she said maybe she could sneak in his luggage. Yeah, probably fit in his carry-on. Sini. 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 Shinny. Shinny. Actually, wow, we almost got everything on Vasily list. There's curtains, the fan, the desk, like a little trash can, because I like an office trash can. I don't know. I like having a trash can in my room, so I figured that would be something useful because like I've noticed that actually like in America, most people don't have like little trash cans everywhere. I have little trash cans everywhere, like everywhere. And I think it's like a Ukrainian thing. And we have trash cans in like almost every room, but not like kitchen trash cans, but like little, you know, like little office trash cans. Cause I feel like there's just like, I don't know, tissues and stuff like that. And every time I'm in someone's like American home, I have to go to the kitchen to like throw it out. And I'm always like, that's such an interesting, like random thing I never think about, but I have trash cans like everywhere. Literally, I have one in my bathroom. I have one in the hallway because I wipe Cindy's feet when she comes in. No, I have one in each room. Maybe it's a New York thing where people have one trash can, or maybe it's like a Connecticut too. I feel like, because yeah, I need trash cans everywhere. Every room has a trash can. Every single room has a trash can. So yeah. So yeah. So yes, my office one is wooden with a pentagram. Oh, look at you. That's cool. Umbrella stands are trash can. Oh my gosh. I do have an umbrella stand. It always falls down and it annoys me so much. I only have kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom. Well, technically, see, but you guys live in houses. I live in an apartment, so I have bathroom. I have this, the bathroom. So bathroom, hallway. This room has, well, recycling and a big trash can. I do use it. Well, I have a lot of umbrellas. Do I use them? Not really. I actually really hate umbrellas because, like, I just leave them. I leave them on the subway. I leave them everywhere. Everywhere. I don't like carrying them with me. Also, they're so annoying to carry, and I lose them anyway. So, you know. Also, let me see something. I want to measure this desk again because I just looked at something and I was like, wait a second. Wait a second. 43. 43. Oh, I have one in the basement. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is centimeters. This is funny. When have I ever used centimeters after I've moved from Ukraine? Never. Let's see. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Oh my gosh. Why does this thing like to be so loud? Well, guys, let me turn off YouTube so I can walk over to Vasil's room with you, and I can plop you somewhere there, and we can maybe like talk decor and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna end the YouTube stream, and I'm going to say bye-bye to YouTube. Love you guys. Thank you for sticking around. I will still be on. I will still be, no, this is inches, sir. I measure in inches. I don't even know what 43 centimeters is anymore, as in like visually or spatially. Alrighty, I'm gonna shut down YouTube. Thank you for hanging out here, but I will be on TikTok. So if you'd like to come on over, you're welcome to. Bye.